Hello there, everyone. Welcome to more ALttPR Survivors of Hyrule tournament action. This is Game 5 of the finals between Daaanty and Eriror. Daaanty, the last member surviving on his team. He's got to knock out the remaining 3 on Eriror's team. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the game overlay and hand it over to Clearmouse.
Yo, how's it going? Actually, I am really excited to watch two absolute titans battle out for, this is Daaanty versus the world. I mean, the world, Eri, pretty much same thing. Actually going to be joined very shortly by, hopefully Humbug. We'll just get him in the booth momentarily. VXR, if you could maybe do that while getting everything, he seems to be available. Yeah, in fact, this is actually going to be an even bigger treat because we are actually going to get Team Captain Humbug of the Boomer Rangers, representing, in fact, his team, which is actually, I would say, considered to be a little bit more of the favorite in that they have 3 survivors left and ready to go, versus Daaanty, team captained by Magnet Hands, and, oh, well, Daaanty is, in fact, going against the world. Should be actually quite exciting. Alright, I think we're just gonna work through a couple of more technical difficulties, and then I think we are all ready to go. I think I am also joined here by Humbug.
You are.
Oh my gosh, hello, Humbug!
Hello.
The green Boomer Ranger. How's it going, sir?
It's going fantastic.
Are you ready to watch your world take on Daaanty?
Yes, I am. It's apparently Daaanty versus the rest of us. I didn't know how that happened, but
same.
I'm shaking in my boots.
Speaking of boots, do we have boots to be shaken in, Humbug?
Absolutely. They will be in Sea House. I'm sure of it.
Oh, perfect. And speaking of, so normally, being so far in the Dark World, you're just like, man, I have to go find Dark World access in order to go get my boots. However, this is inverted keys with starting flute, in fact. Yes, and so hopefully, yeah, we can just literally flute over to Thieves Town.
That will be the best way to find the boots, I suppose. And maybe we can even do it before, like, I don't know, dying to the bird in mire or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so this actually used to be a main tournament mode. I think back in, was it last year? Was that when also they did like the 5 different modes? Yeah, and so very common, that's a very common opening that you actually kind of see both, a lot of people doing was because we have the flute, we have instant mire access or mire area access, not necessarily inside. Yeah, so you guys basically see it's 2, as you said, 2 frames. Oh, we have a hammer.
Oh
by the way.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Yeah, so speaking of, it looks like Daaanty is gonna he was up there. Oh no!
Oh no, he got a bomb!
No. Oh. Alright, hopefully. Alright, no early mental damage. Alright,
no.
It's okay.
He's cursing. I can hear it from here.
Oh my god, alright, okay.
Cursing. You will need another one to bomb open everything in Hype Cave.
That is true. In fact, looks like he's actually farming for that bomb drop with the hammer. Oh my gosh. So, how mad do you think Daanty's gonna be if he like talks to him? He bombs open the NPC and then the NPC has like 3 bombs for him.
Oh man, I think he actually thinks about that possibility now.
As he has failed his bomb drop, I think, for the last like 3 times.
Also, shout outs to Daaanty for getting the tier 3 triple before the tier 1.
Oh, okay, all right. Not quite bombs, but it is something blue. Yes.
All right. This is gonna be so good.
Oh my god. Alright, so as you had mentioned before, Dark World is kind of dangerous. It does look like Daaanty and Eri are both gonna go into Thieves Town. They're avoiding C-shaped house like the plague, Humbug. Why do you think they hate boots so much?
I don't know. They. I know Eri is. I want to say that Eri's probably the best player at pumping. He's probably just gonna show off his pumping skills.
Okay. Oh, you're right. You're right. You know what? I absolutely believe you because Eri has a 123 NMG time, and the first 11 minutes of the game is nothing but pumping. Yeah. Okay. Actually, so do you think that he is purposely just trying to delay boots for 11 minutes?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I think. And I think that Daaanty, being probably the best swordless runner, or maybe one of the only people that actually like swordless,
yes, I agree.
Yes, he delays the boots because he don't want the boots because he's gonna make it swordless. And dashing with the boots without a sword is pure pain.
Oh yeah. I think also one of the league modes. I think back in one of the last seasons, right? It was like Randomizer, co-op Randomizer was starting boots. And oh man, talk about dashing right without a sword. Oh my.
Yeah. We can do that in main tourney now and standard boots, and it's a.
Oh yeah,
that's a joy.
That's true. Joy. Is that the right word? Humbug?
Well, it's a word.
It's a word. Okay, yeah, yes, that's true. It is a word. It may not be the right word, but it is a word that is available to us.
All right. Ari's going to pick up his boots here in Sea House now.
Okay. So we're like 8 minutes ahead of schedule.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Of all items actually to be there, I feel like that one is probably one of the most insulting ones.
Yeah. That was very insulting. I am mad about the game now. They told me the boots were in there, and then they put single arrow. All right.
I know. I mean, you really have to. You can't trust everything that you see on the internet, Humbug. I don't know if this is a lesson that you haven't necessarily realized before, but this is I would say a relatively safe environment for you to learn this lesson in.
Thank you. I apparently will need that kind of a safe space to just to just learn how to internet today.
All right. Well, so speaking of, we've gone through all of these town, and yes, notably this is this is full key sanity. We're gonna be looking for big keys. We're gonna look for small keys. The map compasses are all shuffled, and I think maybe outside of those flippers and the hammer. Oh, Eri did find in this case quick medallion. I think inside the front 4 of these town. Not too much. Oh, you know what? Value in Skull Woods on Daanty's side, at least initially.
Value Woods, just like our good friend Big Nunka likes to say.
Maybe slightly different, in in Key Sanity. Oh man, Eri. Oh my gosh, talk about luck, dude. Like, I mean, so Eri, just use a couple hammer hits. He's already got the 4-pack. For prize pack drop. Poor Daaanty.
Daaanty has killed like 35, 40 enemies by now, and he's gotten like 2 bombs. Eri just kills 4 enemies to get to the 4-bomb drop.
I know.
This is the kind of skill I'm looking for in a player that I want on my team. I'm just saying.
Okay, all right. So future, if you're thinking about trying to, maybe, butter up Humbug, as a team captain, try to get on his team, show him how good you are at prize packs. And getting them.
Prize packs. When people say that menuing is a skill, I just get a comeback on that and just say that. So are prize packs.
Yeah, Humbug, I could totally see you with like a green visor and like a little check, like a checkbox board, or in one of those clipboards, and you're just like in the interview, like booth or something like that. It's like you ask them a question, you're like and then you like put a big red X next to their name after they answer that question.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All I have on that blackboard is just the word prize packs written on it, and I'm hammering the stupid chalk on there to drive the point home.
Yeah, pumping required for the first 11 minutes. Yep, okay, I understand. So we got plenty of requirements here so far. We did.
I am also disappointed. We have light world access before basically everything.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it looks like some of our raiders from ALttPR Randomizer. It sounds like they had a not inverted key seed, but they had an Ambrosia seed, which is part of the main tournament this year. And yes, and we were very kindly informed of a moon puller on cold stare. That sounds pretty awful. Yes,
I saw the start of that, and that was I love the part where you had to go to Meyer with a mirror to get the hook shot out of
Oh my
Meyer
god.
shed, and then back up the mountain to get bombos in there to go back to the Meyer area to get into Meyer.
I'm sorry. When you said
Yeah.
you said like back more than once,
Yes.
my mind had already like glazed over, and I and I stopped processing all of the rest of the chain. That sounds awful. But yeah,
it was
yeah.
quite the chain.
Yes. Okay. All right. Looks like
Pod and teams.
Teams. All right. Yeah. So our awesome tracker Daruk, he is he is actually one of the best trackers we have in the community.
For sure.
Tracks. Yeah, he is like a machine, being able to keep track of everything. I think I've also seen him do like solo tracking for cross keys races, like kind of nuts.
It's a skill. Tracking is a skill. You can't meme that away. That is.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna start a conversation here about look at these two players diverging upon light world access and how that could affect a lot, and then they just said nope, we're gonna converge.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna be it looks like seemingly pretty common things. Daaanty is, you know what? I bet, keep this in mind for next year's team, because I'm sure because all of the pumping and that Dante's been doing versus Air, it's certainly not because he got head start getting out of Hype Cave into Light World. He is like a whole screen,
Yeah.
ahead.
And Daaanty is pumping. He's doing nothing but pumping right now, but he is losing 15 seconds to Eri on every screen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think he needs. I think what Daaanty needs is to get a sword in Eri's hands, because like Danty's gonna feel the greatest, right, with swordless, right, versus Eri.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Eri, he kind of needs a sword here. Actually, so speaking of humbug, so I was actually wondering, and you don't have to spill any details or anything like that, for team strategy, but so coming into this race, right,
yes.
We did find this is game 5, so everybody's played at least once. For Magnet's team, I believe the decision was relatively straightforward for who they're going to put in. It seemed like that, yes. Okay. So for your team, there was yourself, there's Eri, and then there is Telethar. So yep. What was the decision, process thinking into putting Eri for this one?
Funny you should ask, Clearhouse.
I'm ready for story time.
So the main line of reasoning was I knew Telethar wanted to play, so I put him up for it. However,
I'm watching the name on the screen, the stream, the sprite.
Yes.
It does not look like Telethar, despite there is a blue boomerang on the screen. Okay.
Yeah. There is a blue boomerang. Shoutouts to Telethar. But yeah, no. So Eri said, I also wanted to do inverted keys, and
I'm sorry. You have 2 people on your team that want to do inverted keys.
It's with the flute.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you gotta like add more stuff into the little like check marks, checkbox of the list, right? Okay.
For sure. But yeah, so in all seriousness, Telethar graciously offered his spot because Eri wanted to do inverted keys, and
that was good.
It was very kind of him, since we got no info from the other team, since they had to pick Daaanty anyway. The mods were also kind enough to let us actually just make the switch.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. Okay, all right. Well, so I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily any more pressure. For Eri specifically, because he picked this, but certainly, looks like it's gonna be a very, very hyped up match here. Yeah. And of course, right. Like Daaanty and Eri, obviously very big names, in the community. They've been around for quite some time. I don't actually know which one's more decorated, but once you've won like 10 titles, maybe like 30 between the two of you, it's all splitting hairs at that point.
Yeah, like Daaanty is a former main tourney winner. He's a dance master. Eri
he's a league winner as well.
He's a league winner. Eri is also a league winner at this point.
He either has a league title. I mean, he certainly has a bunch of tournament titles. I know he has a couple from the German tournaments.
He
won something outright.
No, he kicked me out in the Open Plus ladder invitational.
That's right. Yes.
He
does have an invitational ladder title as well. Yeah, that's true.
And he also has the 123 flat in energy.
Yeah, former world record. I mean, man, it's kind of crazy to hear 123 is a former world record. But yes, that is Eri. And Fox, of course, reminding us that he did want to win NMG League. Obviously very, very well decorated. And I will say, this is actually kind of well, it's I think it means more, that the Daaanty and Eri is racing each other this time around, just because they last league season they were on the same teams. I was actually wondering if Eri was gonna pick Dark Pug, in honor of their last but we got I think Eri, it feels probably slightly more comfort with Dark Link, maybe. It has been his pretty normal sprite, and I don't really know if he's willing to give up any amount of comfort or edge, right, to Daaanty, because I don't think you have it. I think you're at like negative, EV, maybe, like, facing against one another.
Maybe the pug doesn't pump as good. You never know.
Oh, no. These are great questions to be asking.
Yeah, they sure are. But yeah, and Daaanty and Eri being good friends as well just helps this race like getting hyped up even more, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, right. It's kind of like one thing to obviously be they're playing in the finals of probably high stakes tournament. Certainly for at least for Daaanty, right? As this is Daaanty versus the world, right? And this is kind of like a do or die for him. But also like you just get so much more enjoyment out of playing and someone that you respect, you're friends with. It's just like a very like much like more fun time, I guess.
That is
more
the truth,
enjoyable.
and it's way more enjoyable. And like obviously, I know both of these really want to win this, but I also know that playing a good friend and if you lose, it, at least to me, it doesn't hurt just as much.
Oh yeah. I mean,
so it's more carefree somehow.
Yeah, well, because you've kind of already, gone past like kind of like the uncertainty, or maybe just like you're here playing someone you really don't know, that well, right? But yeah, as you said, these guys have played each other, been in, around each other, good friends with each other for a good number of years at this point.
Yeah.
So certainly lots of comfort. Yeah, actually, although and actually, like speaking of, in this case, potentially being, like the let me preface all this by saying that Rando is gonna Rando, right? Sometimes like upsets happen. Daaanty, please don't die. All right, okay, we're fine. We're still on 3 hearts. Apparently, the light world is more dangerous than the dark world. At least for League last year, the crabs in near Ice Rock Cave seem to be kind of an Achilles heel for Team Pugs. I don't know if that's really gonna happen here as well.
Also, shout outs to Daaanty for getting, when he kills the first mini Molderman here, he gets a 4 bomb drop. He must have been very pleased about that.
kind of actually requisite, because the rest of the bombs just kind of refuse to cooperate. I think Dante's really look at that timely heart piece refill.
Oh, now you actually need 2 crabs to kill Daaanty.
Look, hopefully in this case he has it. Yep, he's finally getting out that sword. I wholeheartly approve. I mean, you may not, Humbug, because he's on the opposing team this time, but but for the sake of Dante's mental well-being, very very important that he stays alive.
Yes, it's very important, and I don't want anyone to get killed by crabs. So regardless of Daaanty being on the opposite team of me, I'm happy that he got his full
yeah. Oh yeah, and actually, and I think it's particularly okay. So obviously, dying in the overworld, like, it's never fun, right? It never feels great.
No.
In order to, so I think like in the particular case, though, Ice Rock Cave becomes a little bit more dangerous in Inverted, just because even though we get a starting flute, it's not a quick flute over to 8 in order to get back there. Yeah, right. Like it doesn't work in the light world, which is really unfortunate.
It's awful to die in the Ice Rock Cave area in a normal seed, because it takes a while to get back, but in Inverted it's really bad. Oh, it's so rough. It's so hard to get back here.
Yeah, and it kind of also maybe maybe skews your at least what seems like to be at least like routing mentality or how thorough you want to be. Maybe your typical style is maybe a bit more aggressive. Like you could kind of cut a corner here or there. But if it's gonna take you, it's also kind of like Hera, right? It's like, do you do Hera basement? I don't know. I think it's a much harder decision because it takes forever to get there, and then he's like, once you're there, you don't want to come back, right? So
yeah. And like getting to Hera in inverted is also so bad. It takes a good while. So if you can do it while you're up there, do it. That's my philosophy anyway.
Okay, I think it's very fair. Okay, so speaking of being a bit more thorough, Daaanty, he had 441 rupees going in. Looks like that is above the threshold that he is willing to put up with in order to actually get some Zora money. I'm probably gonna not fake flipper. We have real flippers. What am I talking about? We're gonna real flipper over and pay our $500. Yeah.
So Eri having bombs now in the village podcast opens up
that makes sense.
brewery and finds a book in there, and since it's inverted, we need that book if we want to get into desert. Which is, since it's key sanity, we will probably have to do every dungeon regardless of them being
no, you're right. Like this is just regular open 7/7 PSA. You do need 7 crystals to get in, and kill Ganon and open GT. But chances are, oh my gosh,
Aries gonna he is pissed about that.
Amazing. Eri is so happy. This is a man. Oh yeah. Well, this is that was available like at minute 0, right?
Yep.
I mean, money is technically on logic, but man, I hope Daaanty gets to the game quickly.
Yeah, as soon as possible. Don't skip the game in inverted.
But also, I'm a little bit more worried though for Daaanty because he did spend a little bit of extra investment right into getting Zora money, but he's gonna be.
And you know what else he spends now?
What's that?
All of his money. He won't be able to pay for the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now. He will put it off for even longer.
Ooh, this is.
But he gets a big key.
Okay.
All right. He also got the GT key in Waterfall Ferry, which is notable. Well, maybe not anymore with that big key also.
Yeah, but okay, right. This is actually certainly very interesting. Aghanim halfway lock. That's actually kind of interesting as well. So I believe we did have an early Castle Tower key as is marked, I think. Yeah, that's right. Daruk marked it for us. It was pretty early, but that's actually a very interesting other Castle Tower key location.
Oh god, a sword. Another one. So Aries?
Oh my gosh. Eri is certainly looking like he has really hit a pretty good route so far.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. So first off, he was rich enough in order to actually afford boots this time at Dig Game, which is really good. Taking that book though, in order to go get encouraged him to go over to the Desert Palace area. We can get into Desert. We can get that second sword, which. Honestly, based on some of the other previous main tournament races that have happened, I think it would be really swell, for both Eri and Daaanty to find not sword go mode, honestly.
Yeah. I think we should just all, as a community, first of all, shout outs to Magnhams for playing that scene so well, but also we need to give a hug to the lane.
Oh yeah. Yes, many virtual hugs. Oh, and a sword. I do,
and a sword, yeah, that's a good point. Also, Daaanty is doing the responsible thing here and actually farming up some money so that he will get his boots. He will be also pissed, but also kind of happy that he actually did this.
Yeah, hopefully, okay, right. So you probably don't necessarily feel great about getting boots at the 20-minute mark when you realize that it could have been pretty available. By the way, that's a hook shot on Desert Torch. I think suddenly it seems like we have gotten like 1 million access items just in Desert alone. Like the book opened up with like 3 things or something, right?
So how inverted ends up being find light world access, your map turns green. Eri have done that, but he has also found more progression that has turned everything else green too.
Yeah.
He can do anything almost. apart from dungeons.
Yeah. In fact, no. So technically, we do need mitts, yeah, to go get King's Tomb, right? Because that is the only thing that we can't really backdoor ourselves into with the mirror. But I mean, like Tomb Raider exists, right? So who cares about that?
Tomb Raider. You can just do Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a hookshot now, so it's actually doable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so Daaanty got his boots. He also has a sword, so we're gonna be able to dash now. Of course, talking about boots, right? Daaanty and Eri both very, very talented at using boots, as Eri is gonna demonstrate right here. That pits are absolutely no obstacle.
Nothing but a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Also, shoutouts to the.
Okay. So Team Captain Humbug, I hope you're taking notes for your teammates' post-race analysis. Tell Eri to continue to hover. Forget those bombs; they are completely not worth his time. Okay.
Yeah. Bomb jumps are a major glitch, and hovering is just free.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it is with Eri. But yeah, we had an ice rod there on top of Spectacle Rock, which we can actually go get.
That is very true. Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, and yes, of course, the terrain for those who maybe not familiar with inverted, some light world inverted changes. Yeah, so the item on Spectrum Rod that was previously mirror locked is actually you can just walk right on in and just pick it up from the ground. Of course, the catch being that you have to get all the way around the long way.
Yeah. And Eri doing what his teammate Structural Mike would deem foolish, and that is to do the mountain. However, I believe that with the set of items that Eri has right now, it seems like there would be something here. A sword, for example.
Mm-hmm, a sword, yeah.
So yeah.
Model.
This seems like a wise choice to just do the mountain now when you can do everything at the same time, apart from, Trinex.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, and the fact that we actually do have the mirror here, so I guess maybe we should get our, fingers and toes out, ready to count. How many times do you think Eri is going to want to do the mountain? And how many times are we going to climb this thing?
He's going to climb it until his feet hurts, I believe. But he will at least do it one less time than normal, since he has the mirror and can just do hookshot cable while he's up here, which is very nice.
True, yeah. But as you said though, I feel like these pits are just kind of a suggestion. Eri is, I don't know. I mean, do you think he's like he can't get soft on hovering, right? Like, he's like trying to use this hookshot as like a crutch in order to actually get these chests, like, quote unquote in logic or something. Humbug. Yeah, I don't know.
It's I believe it's not wanting to boast too much. I think.
I see. Oh, you know what? I do understand. I do understand that sentiment.
I actually did not see that the key we found on Desert Edge was a swamp small one, which Daaanty is just gonna take immediately into swamp because he can.
Yeah, very.
We even have the big key to swamp.
Yes, thank you, Daruk. I definitely was not paying attention to what any of the keys we got, but you are absolutely correct. And yeah, again, this is so especially in inverted, the overworld travel, at least like the time and how you end up routing, especially in the light world, is definitely amplified, to that to some extent, because again, there's no easy let's flute to 7, let's flute to 8, let's flute to 6 type of situation. We gotta run. In this case, we actually can run.
We're gonna run.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But as you said, like the fact that swamp is so close, like low, geographically close to desert, and I think that probably really motivated Daaanty to come in here. And as you said, it's a fully clearable dungeon. We got the big key. We already know 2 of our crystals, but I guess what are the chances that swamp is like a pendant? It's probably not that high, right? So Daanty's probably gonna. And we already got bombos.
I'm gonna say that it's.
Are we diving in ice palace now?
That might be slightly too early with no cane and no big key. And no small key.
Okay, all right, that's probably fair.
But I'm gonna say that swamp is probably a pendant because we got access to it so early. But
that's also
it probably has progression because we got access to it so early. So
very, very fair. Yeah, yeah, of course, part of the whole key sanity thing is that we are not going to be able to know what the prize of the dungeon is until we either, talk to, let's say, like Saha or like the bomb shop dude, or we just outright beat it. Looks like Eri, man. Hera is a terrible place. Like, are you aware of this, Humbug?
I am. It's really bad. Although when it has progression in big chests,
we have all right, that's right. Okay, it looks like we do have the key at least.
yes, and we do need that big key.
Yes, that is.
Because I believe Pod was one of the red crystals.
Yeah, actually, that's also true. Yeah, I think Eri looks like he was the one who talked to. Yeah, you talked to the bomb shop dude. So yeah, and actually with 3 keys and the 3 small keys, the big key. I mean, we're kind of missing a bow, but I mean, I'm sure that bow is just kind of floating around somewhere.
It probably is, and it's probably also next to the desert big key and fire source, preferably the lamp.
I'm all for the lamp, especially if we go back in the desert.
All right, we had a green pendant on Hera, so the boss didn't seem to be required. However, the big chest is.
Yeah. And of course, and the jury, of course, is still out about the green pendant turn-in, right? But as you've also mentioned before, we do have the mirror. Maybe Eri is going to go over in the light world, and to turn in that green pendant, right? On his way over to Pod.
It makes sense. It would make a lot of sense to just do it, and like as you say, on his way to Pod, just to maximize efficiency.
Oh, well, that's a convenient. Or is that convenient? I don't know. It's a Turok key that is very close in proximity, for better or for worse, right?
Turok here without Kane, especially, can be scary if Kane is somewhere easily accessible. That's a fire rod on left side.
Fire rod on left side, yeah. All right, so you have certainly a bit more. All right, so that actually means that Daaanty, when he's gonna come up to the mountain, he's gonna have potentially. Well, I guess maybe it depends on how hovering he feels like versus maybe like the Kane location as well. But it does potentially give us a couple more locations in Turtle as well.
It might. Hovering right side torches.
You know what? If any, what? It's Daaanty versus the world. Okay, I believe I had seen it actually possibly like it is possible.
It is possible.
Is it actually like feasible? No. I mean, this might be one of those like 1 in like 10,000 chances, like you do it in the practice hack or something, right?
you do it once to show it off, and then say never again.
Yep, exactly. Ooh, speaking of no Kane though, looks like Daanty's gonna break out the old bomb diver down.
Yes, just as you do in the vanilla game.
Yeah, yes. Maybe vanilla preset. But,
my bad. But I of course I mean vanilla preset.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of, we might get a tournament of that. Maybe in the upcoming months. I guess we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the potential organizers of that particular mode / tournament might be. Well, we'll see.
They may or may not be here on this stream tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, Daaanty finding another TR small and a powder in swamp, along with a hook shot, with the fire rod from left side.
Yeah. The fire rod is. I mean, well, many things can still be. Like their value, of course, is TBD. For example, like that powder, we don't necessarily know if it's logically required. It's always really very nice. Daaanty probably wishes he did find one of those. Like there's always a sword meme in Swamp. He's battling through fighter sword Argus.
On 4 hearts green mail. This is actually like legitimately scary.
Yeah. This is almost like spoiler log level. It's like, do I have to come in as Daaanty? Hello. Hi, Daaanty. He is now on 1-hit KO mode. He doesn't even have the bottle with the red potion. I think that was from Paradox, I want to say.
That might be true. There was a bottle on Floating Island, which walked up to get. But that was with a B in it. But apparently, I assume that he actually has A
Yeah,
red potion as
yeah.
well. Oh, hey,
Yeah. Daruk.
what did I tell you?
You're
We
right.
had progression in there, but it was a pendant.
This is why you are Team Captain Green Boomerang Humbug.
Indeed.
You just you can feel the seed even from here. You know, you don't even be playing it. You can just feel it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was dumb. Sorry for the premonition. I didn't mean to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you know what? For better, well, at least both Daaanty and Eri are both going to full clear out this time. Well, I mean, they're probably gonna get the pendant for sure. At least with Eri, this being his second pendant, I don't know if kind of also depends on where the third pendant is, but I guess we're gonna see. Like, there might be a pedestal pull.
Are we gonna get a sub 50 pedestal pull in a key sanity race?
Yeah, yeah. It's like my luck is so good that the first 3 dungeons that I cleared were all pendants.
Can only mean one thing. Oh right. Did Eri save the old man?
That's a
Remember if it did.
I think the answer is no.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Daruk and our tracker also confirming that because so like while I don't remember any memory of him either doing this or not doing this, like I feel like the amount of time it would have taken, surely like we would have looked over and saw something.
I was gonna say this takes so long that the probability of looking over there while he's doing it is so high that we should have done it, at least one of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because as we become you can get sword speed.
Yes.
Like on the. I did not know that. Suddenly, the snail's pace that the old man takes has been improved by like Oh my gosh, dude! At least 1 second, man. Like, just look at that speed up.
Yeah. And again with the pumping, helps a ton of those stairs. It's so massive. Like you can see it if you make a comparison how much the pumping on those stairs on sword spin speed, how much that helps. It's insane.
You learn something new about this randomizer every day.
Yeah.
We're getting a map too. Okay, desert. Okay, well, it's new knowledge for us, for sure.
That's a good point. We do not know whether we need to do that or not. And Daaanty is waiting on checking inside of Spec Rock.
Oh, okay. All right, so I guess
that was a small key in there.
Yeah, maybe he wants to do it after Hera. I mean, the fact that if he's gonna wait, basically do Spec Rock, so it maybe indicates that he is gonna definitely go over to Hera. I mean, we know from Ares' side that it is the green pendant. May or may not be required, but we certainly know the big chest is required. So it's at least a good sign for Daaanty to be able to at least go over there. And then, actually, so I know we're missing a lot of big keys still, but in terms of items, I mean, are we just kind of missing that bow, maybe? Samaria looks like?
Samaria, I would assume we need. Well, we know that we need it. Since both TR and Myra are actually crystals.
Oh, true.
It's Maria, bow, lamp for lawnmowers.
Yes, you're right. Daaanty just pretend that the fire rod does not exist.
Yep, exactly. But no, other than that, item-wise, we seem to be doing well. It's ease. So, Thieves Town big, Eastern big. Well, probably Eastern big.
Yeah. Suddenly, like all the fact that we have a couple big T's and none of them seem very interesting. Like we have like the Skull Woods big key, which I guess is nice. If you haven't been over to Skull Woods yet, right? But yeah, in terms of actual like dungeon locking big keys, right? Yeah, Eastern big, Desert big. Like pod. Well, we're gonna get pod big soon, but yeah. But all of these it's just like there's like a kind of like a laundry list at this point of big keys.
Yes. We need a lot of them. Eri needs to do the flipper checks. He needs to do a Waterfall Fairy.
Oh, right. Yeah. He does need the
TR big and the GT big.
Oh, right. Yeah, we got a TR big off of Zora himself, and then we got GT big off of Waterfall. Yep. Makes a lot of sense.
Oh,
look at the difference though, just between Daaanty's fighter sword Argus and the fact that you have a Master Sword here with Eri. I mean, you know, it's not. I mean, yeah, the whatever 1 cycle, 2 cycle. I don't know. Whatever you can get optimally with Master Sword is still pretty difficult, but is definitely significantly nicer.
Is it possible to get a 0 cycle with Master Sword? I assume it is.
Oh, that
But
is
I don't think I've ever.
Worst Ranger.
But I don't think I've ever seen it pulled off. Although I haven't been looking very closely, I assume.
Yeah, it's. I assume, you know, Master Sword Argus is just kind of one of those things where I don't really see a lot of people flocking to, you know, to the practice hack to want to go try this, you know, to get a 0 cycle. But you know,
That's a very fair point.
Do.
Why would you practice that? That's a very good point. Well, low percent people, shady, I'm sure knows, but I sure don't.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, NMG low percent legacy or something like that. Like you're you're stuck on Master Sword, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Right, like low percent legacy, not the not the other low percent.
Yeah.
The one we never talk about.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, we picked up a mushroom somewhere. I also did not know, but luckily, you know.
That was somewhere here on the mountain, I believe.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because Eri got it. It was most likely in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And of course, mushroom turn-in is also one of those things where, again, you know, you have to actually like consciously think about when you're gonna route this in.
Yeah.
Eri looks like actually Eri gonna do something pretty nice and efficient. He took the water portal, right, to come up to like this area here, and then turn in the mushroom, because again, you can't just, you know, flute spot 2 over to turn it in. I don't know how he didn't get hit by that crab. And then he's gonna be able to do Catfish and Zora together. So great.
He took the route that we all took to Zora when we were kids playing this game.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, you know, it's just 300 rupees. You know, I think it'll actually make his life a little bit nicer, just because then, you know, he'll spend 500 to go get the Turtle Rock Big, and then, you know, what was he gonna do for pod money, right? It's not like he was like so far away from it, but it definitely, you know, puts his mind a little bit more at ease.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna leave the other chest. Like, wait, what?
It's like,
are you really making that skip, Barry?
Yeah, it's like Eri's like, oh my gosh, I feel so behind. I need to cut a corner. Okay, I can't open this out the right chest.
The right chest in Waterfall. Let's go. Yeah, Eri picking up his important items here. You know what, Clearmouse?
What's that, humbug?
Eri could hover to Trimax. Although he might not want to, since he needs some Aria from Meyer, but like that's a thing you can do in inverted.
Yeah, that's also very true. And you know, we've obviously seen, you know, so I certainly would not recommend trying to bomb jump over to Trinex. Like we've already seen on Eri side that clearly bomb jumping just doesn't work. Okay.
No.
Yeah. But hovering, hovering, we can definitely see it works.
That's fine. Maybe if you get the big bomb into the pre-Trinex room, maybe you can bomb your way over there with a big bomb.
All right, this requires some research, humbug.
Yep. I believe it does.
Yeah, find one of your teammates, and then ask him to do this task.
Mike, get on it.
Yeah. See, being team captain seems pretty nice, yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Being able to boss around.
And you know they always come back to you, right? Because you know they're the boomerangs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you made that happen, Clearmouth. That is awesome.
Yeah. Mike, you're gonna try and get the big bomb over to Trinex to see if you can bomb jump over.
But yeah, Eri is making his way over to the back of Skull Woods on a frighteningly low amount of hearts. However, he has half magic, so he should be fine in this fight.
Also, I think I just missed this earlier. Eri's here only in the Dark World, right? He doesn't have a Light World portal or anything.
Correct. So there will be no pet check.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that was definitely what was my curiosity.
It makes sense for him to go here in the Dark World since he wanted to check the big chest of skull.
Oh yeah. That.
So that's probably why he did it anyway.
And honestly, like, you know, just trying to mirror over from the Light World to the Dark World, like, I mean, who knows any of these mirror paths? He's just gonna lose like 3 minutes, basically trying to figure out like what the right, like location is before that you can mirror bomb.
Making like 5 to 10 mirror bonks, it's gonna lose you time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the mirror transitions are surprisingly expensive. Like honestly,
They are.
I did not expect them to take. There's like, I don't know. Is that at least 5 seconds, 4 seconds? It's something pretty long. So
they are, and just the fact that you can actually save like half a second of each if you get a quick warp is.
Yeah.
It makes up a lot of time in a rando run and in a speed run, obviously.
Yeah.
If you can get those quick warps. All right, so apparently nothing in the back of Skull, even though Eri has 3 small keys to Skull Woods already.
Oh yeah, that's actually true. Actually, that means that Skull is actually completely in. I mean, actually in logic, right? Like, dude, Daaanty, he picked up the bomb to bypass his mirror portal. I don't think I've ever seen anybody pick up a bomb and enter Hookshot Cave. That is pretty amazing.
Carrying a bomb into Hookshot Cave. It's the new meme.
Well, I mean, apparently we're gonna get 9 bombs out of Hookshot Cave, so clearly he needed it for something. You think he was gonna try and bomb jump over? Like if he didn't, because if he, I mean, like, well, we haven't seen Daanty's bomb jump success on his side.
We have not.
So
we've only seen his hovering success, and it has been glorious. Maybe Daanty's gonna hover to try next.
Ooh. We are still here on the mountain, though. It looks like, I mean, I'm trying to think if there was anything that Daaanty will do that Eri hadn't, because I'm pretty sure Eri. Okay, so there's our mushroom. So yeah, I think Eri has done basically all of this stuff.
He has, and Daaanty is not going to have electronics. There was nothing on the pedestal, by the way.
I was very disappointed with only the little piece of love.
Yes. So Eri is... Alright, he's cleaning up some overworld checks over here in CAC. Probably going to do Smith Chain?
Okay.
And Hammer Pegs. I would assume anyway, and Daaanty is going to go to dungeons that he can't complete without a bow.
Yeah, or at least the very least check Saha and then the green pendant. And but as you said, we're missing, I mean, for Eastern, we're missing both the big key and the bow, that for many, I believe for Daanty's teammates, I don't know if, he's going to get any more flack from them if he decides to just goes into Eastern Palace without either of those, wall kicks for Zelka probably is not the approved method. But if you are someone who's up against the world, sometimes you gotta make some plays here.
You gotta make some unconventional things for being able to actually just beat the world.
Exactly.
You can't just do what the world expects you to do.
Yeah, and honestly, like if Daaanty takes on the world and wins this particular one, there are 2 other worlds that he has left to do. This isn't even like the final level.
Oh no!
Oh no! What happened?
Yeah, I'm scared. All right.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
That's all. The current world.
Yeah. I'm terrified.
Mm-hmm. Look at that chest turn. Saving time. Saving
the frames. Okay.
Okay.
That's a big one for Eri.
That certainly is. That is one step closer in this case to getting at least some direct access into Eastern Palace. I guess we don't technically know if it's a crystal or crystal or pendant yet.
We do.
We do. Oh, we do.
We do.
But our has already marked everything. Well, thank you.
Yes. Again, shoutouts to Daruk. So we need that big key.
Yeah, we're still missing the bow. So if Eri decides to come here, assuming there is still no bow in the immediate future, then he can get one more item out of Eastern if he chooses to go in. Otherwise, we're gonna, in this case, see. Yeah, we're gonna basically have to delay Eastern.
And Selga just completely... Selga completes the lore in chat by saying justice when Eri finds the Eastern big key before going to Eastern.
Zelda, you're on Daanty's team, okay? I'm just gonna let you know right now.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You disrespect the Eastern skip, It's apparently still
that apparently
just
yeah,
as bad.
that is like team breaking material right there. Although it's like actually so Daaanty ended up finding 2 pod keys in Eastern so far, and this one of course
Yeah.
this class check is not in logic like just with many other instances that we saw on Daanty's side when the screen is completely black. It is not. It is not intended for you to be there just yet.
This is interesting from Eri. Eri goes to pod without the ability to do Eastern at the same time. He thought about it. He thought about going into Lightfall so he could combine the two. I'm interested in knowing why. Like the fact that he thought about it and then decided against going to Eastern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is actually a very interesting point. I guess we don't really know what's. I think I see. So normally, okay. You know what? The good news is that Daaanty has succeeded.
He has found the monkey. All right.
Yeah, I was actually, I was even thinking like maybe Daaanty is demonstrating why Eri didn't want to go into the light world like via Eastern to go into pod because, I mean, again, who knows where you're supposed to mirror, like?
Yeah.
I think he was trying to figure that out.
About the mirror bonks losing your time.
Yeah.
Also, there was nothing in Eastern, so.
I was gonna say there were 2 pod keys in Eastern, so so I think Daaanty is gonna be able to get I think everything here in pod, including Vanilla Bicky Chest and Harmless Hallway. Whereas Eri, is he's gonna be able to get everything else. Of course, obviously minus the boss.
Are we gonna get treated with double right side pod hovers within a minute?
The answer is not yet.
Not yet. We'll see if we get another one here. Mm-hmm. But you have a good point there, Claymouse. I wonder if Eri's gonna get everything. Oh, well.
Well, if he doesn't get everything, he certainly picked correctly.
Yes.
Between Harmless Hallway and Middle of the Chest. Wow.
All right. That's a stupid game, Samaria.
Yeah. Suddenly, we're gonna go back to the mountain at least one more time, because now we can actually beat Tridex, right?
Oh, we can. That's a good point. We can. It's slightly teensy bit out of logic, but I don't care. I don't think
teeny tiny. It's you just have to zoom out a little bit more to the after you zoom out far enough. It's literally just like that.
Yeah. You can see the 4th keyhole anyway if you zoom out far enough.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. I was expecting stuff to be in Dark Maze and just the lamp to be somewhere stupid, but I guess the big key chest works just as well with being locked behind 6 block keys.
No. To be fair, like the link would still be somewhere stupid. We haven't seen it yet. Oh well, hello, Mitz.
All right. Those are convenient. They also put in King's Tomb in logic.
Actual logic. Yeah. But yeah, talk about convenience though with the Mitz, like especially paired with that starting. Oh, we found the bow! Oh my god, dude! Eri has no more.
Eri,
he cannot beat pod.
He needs to go into Eastern to get the other pod smalls with that bow.
Where's my smug emote? Oh my gosh. Okay, classic of course. Where is that, there's a bow in pod, there's a whatever X in pod that just lets you beat it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. However though, Eri, the fact that he did get Samaria out of the Little Bicky Chest of pod, like versus Harmless Hallway, is like ridiculously good for Eri. It's like he could have just left without it.
Good. Yeah. It's such a good play. Alright, Eri goes straight for Eastern. And he's gonna find 2 pod smalls. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He's
gonna be pissed that he chose this order.
Although at least though, like for what it's worth, he is going to be able to get one more item out of Eastern, or he's gonna get the big chest. He's actually gonna be able to finish it. Yeah, so he's gonna be able to single dip Eastern Palace. At least.
Zelda wall kicks are just smiling. They might not know why, but they just happen to smile all of a sudden.
True,
Just because
true. Yeah, the fact that
we get a
the
sync of
fact
the
that
police here.
Eastern. Yeah, well, Seagull did Eastern, and the fact that like Eri did Smith Chain right before Eastern Palace, like it is quite good.
Yep.
Though.
we have a good point here in chat by Spleeby, and hopefully Daaanty doesn't miss the big key chest.
That's a great point, actually.
Daaanty hasn't picked up his Samaria.
Yeah, that's a really good point. He also hasn't done the Bollock side, so maybe he is planning on.
No, he did. He hovered there as well.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I will absolutely believe you.
Yeah. No. That's okay. We were treated with a lot of good stuff in pod. Mitts, bow. It's easy to miss, a thing like that. But Daaanty made it very well through the dark pools in the back here.
Yeah, I don't even think we saw Fire Rod usage either, right? He basically just made it straight through, which is great. Now, also looks like we're gonna activate some spin speed here. Very
that's a good fight. That's a very good fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Didn't get the best RNG, but he made very well with what he got. And gets rewarded with a heart container. With the heart container, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. It was the Sank heart of all places, because we're gonna have to still wait for the whole magic refill to happen. But it's
almost poetic. Usually in NMG, if you skip Sank heart, well, if you get Sank heart, it's usually because you want the Sank heart for Helma. And for Helma to have the Sank card.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is actually a really good point. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well,
right. Eri has hit a ridiculously good route, and he's also skipping. Looks like the as well. So this is like, oh man, Eri. Every single one of Eri's decisions so far has actually paid off quite well. So not only. Yeah. So okay. So let's list all of them. He got went into pod, 3 keys, and the big key. So he got Kana Samari from the big key chest, which was the correct coin flip decision in this case.
Yes.
He went to do Smith Chain, which had the Eastern big key, which let him, in this case, single dip Eastern Palace because he also found the bow in the back of pod, finds the Desert Palace big key in the Desert Palace big chest, or in the Eastern Palace big key, big chest, and he's gonna be able to now finish up pod and get another crystal.
And get another crystal.
Yeah, like it is ridiculously efficient on Eri's side.
Yeah, he, as expected, he was not happy with the pod small key find because he bombed the chest.
Yep. Oh my gosh! Okay. Eri, suddenly his future is looking a bit nicer. Not only, of course, we're gonna have silvers for Ganon, we're gonna be stuck on Master Sword, but also, man,
I'm falling over here. This is amazing.
Yeah, we got a bow. Well, okay, it's not. It is a bow lot. Eastern in this case. So Humbug, what stupid location do you think that lamp is?
King's Tomb. No, it can't be King's Tomb.
Oh no, that's right.
Myth were in the dark.
Yeah.
Spike Cave? I'm gonna go with Spike Cave.
Okay, alright, so that is definitely a viable possibility.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Okay, so what do we need? We need Mire Big Key and Thieves Town Big Key. That is what we need.
Yeah, I'm looking over the trackers here. Just 2 big keys, and of course, ideally we would also like a Gomo Temper Sword. Just for funsies, right?
Just for funsies, just to be able to blaze through the gauntlet. We do have silvers now, though. And Daaanty won't get them whether he wants them or not.
Oh man. I guess, okay, he can always turn off silvers. Okay, like when they both get the Landmolas, like they're just gonna, forget they have both rods. They can switch over to wooden arrows.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Clearmouse, but desert is a pendant. We might not see vanilla Landmo today.
Oh no, but how are they going to survive without the heart piece on the pedestal? Humbug.
If any of them dies somehow unexpectedly, we're just gonna call it being because they didn't pick up the harpies on the
Okay,
pedestal.
I think that's very fair. All right,
Okay.
you should take notes, by the way, on this particular. Again, just add it to the list of things you're looking for, in a teammate. Okay.
Yeah.
Did not pull pedestal because of harpies.
Yeah. Is that something I'm looking for, or something I'm?
Well,
I'm
I don't know.
not-
I guess we're gonna see if Eri or Daaanty dies first.
Oh, good point. Yeah. It depends on whether or not they die. That's right. Daaanty gets an actually nice blue male here, nice colors. French vanilla, actually.
Yeah.
Coast Air
Yeah.
can be scary.
He has half magic and fire rod.
That's a good
He
point.
should
Half
be
magic.
okay.
Yeah. Half magic makes it
Yeah.
way easier.
But I mean, okay. So while this is only one location out of the the gamut of stuff that we actually still have open to us, like you did point out earlier that Ice Palace wasn't that appealing without like the cane and the big key.
Yeah.
So I mean, Dante's here with the cane, which is really it's gonna save him like minutes, right? Could traverse
For
the
sure.
whole dungeon.
Yeah.
But the fact that we don't have a big key yet, it does mean we're gonna leave one item behind.
It's kind of scary, and it's a notable play from Daaanty here to do this before something like the Back of Skull. We know that the big key to ice isn't there, but that is a spot that you can actually full clear. Oh, well,
So cold stare lamp. How on a scale of 1 to stupid, where do you think this thing falls?
that's pretty stupid since we
Oh
don't
my
have the logic for that yet.
Oh yeah,
so-
you're right. Where the heck is the ice big key?
So none of our bows are in logic.
Yeah.
Because we need the Ice Palace big key for them.
Yeah, which we still haven't seen.
No,
Oh my gosh, dude.
I love it.
Oh,
This is
that's
too good.
hilarious. Mhm.
Okay, so Eri is gonna, well, somehow.
He's thinking this is entrance, right? We're to see
Yeah.
the Fairy Ascension Cave, the good entrance at least out of the two.
Too much Potolotto. But yeah, so we have Tronix here from Eri. He does not need to hover this.
He can,
to,
right?
to his dismay, he can. He can. That's not the issue. It's just slow.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I think that's fair. Given just kind of we saw in Hookshot Cave, right? Eri opted to take speed with the hookshot versus like him hovering. I think honestly though, it just kind of shows that the hovering ability really has just so much more to go. You gotta hover faster. It's not that like you need to handicap yourself with other items, right? Waiting on the conveyor belt or something, the Kingdom Maria, hook shot, right? And you just have to hover faster.
Hover faster, Eri. Come on, hover faster. Okay. We're gonna go to. That's the actual boots camp, by the way.
Oh.
That's where we learn to hover faster.
Yeah. That's a great point. Oh my gosh, though. Eri really kind of showing off his chops here with Master Sword and Hammer. Holy cow. That's a
That's
really,
a really fun
nice fight.
last swing. I love that.
I would also like to know, like, there's no ice on the ground. You always really like to see that for speaking of ice.
My! We had to go into pod to get Kingdom Maria to go kill Trinix to get our ice big, to go into ice to get a lamp from Coldster to go to the back
That
of pod
is
to get a
awful. Wait, but is Trinix still in logic? We only have 3 smalls, right?
You are correct. That is the truth and all of it. Well,
So-
we need another TR small. Can that be Spike Cave, please? Put
Oh
that in
yeah,
Spike Cave.
but as you said though, like the logic is actually really pretty ridiculous. Like imagine that. I think at some point maybe some people nice shuffle. Maybe some people also did some sort of experimentation, as in like you can't break logic like ever, right? Just kind of intended to play,
Yeah.
like as the game intends you to do. And I think the seats end up taking like 30 to 50% longer because
So
again,
long.
right? You can't do any of the stuff that they were that we seen them do.
And that is feasible in cross keys. since that has like the static key logic, but in the VT branch that is not possible because you don't know if something is in logic or not in certain situations, like with
yeah,
the stuff in the back of pod being 5 or 6 or 4 small key lock. You just don't know. So that's feasible in entrance, but not in the normal VT branch.
Really good point. Yeah, because also like keys can be self-locking too, right? Like a pod key can just be harmless hellway, and you're just like,
yeah, it's just never in logic to go in there. Well, at least you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah. So this might be. So Daaanty seems to be. He seems to be clearing up some light world locations, going, I assume, to King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks here. And might
we haven't seen this.
Head to Smith Chain after this.
Yeah, he's definitely in the area, and again, like unless he mirrors and then flutes away to somewhere else, it's probably going to be one of his best opportunities. Yeah, because we do ideally. Well, actually, no, he has Smiths now, so I guess he can still pick up the Smith like the more classic way, I guess. But yeah, I think it probably will be just faster for him to run down and get him.
So this is an important check for Daaanty, because this might be something that Eri won't come back to for a long time.
Well, as you talked about, it's like a pseudo shield sync, right? Eri picks up his fire shield, and then Daaanty picks up his mirror shield.
Yep.
All right, we are looking to go somewhere else after King's Tomb.
So no Smith Chain. We're going to Mire.
We are going to. We are going to Big Keyless Mire.
Yes.
Well, we haven't found the Big Key for what it's worth, so it could certainly very well be here in Mire. We have seen lots of other things that have been in the dungeon that we needed to complete the dungeon, so...
Yes, we have. This is, like, the bow in the back of pod was fantastic. I'm still giggling. Important check for Eri. Right here. Alright. Daaanty will not be burned by the ice big chest.
Yeah, we have only silvers. No, nothing else. Surely they could help on Colster, right? Maybe.
Right.
Alright, so yeah, so as you said, so we're currently looking for, ideally it would, nice to have, of course, would be a Tempered Sword.
Yes.
But we are still looking for, in this case, Thieves Town Big Key and then Mire Big Key. And right now, so like Daanty's already gone through a lot of the dungeons that Eri is at least going through now, and so we are those Big Keys are still kind of at large. Oh wow, well, that's such a really nice Tempered Sword. That's a
very nice sword to get before GT, so that you just know that you don't have to do anything in GT basement whatsoever. That's very, very nice. Since we have the Big Key.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and especially I think for any type of like key sanity modes or something like that, it's especially for like AD keys, right? It's kind of like a toss-up, right, between whether or not you have to go into GT basement, and especially if you're looking for something like, I mean, the basement can take minutes, right, of your time. So if you can just literally just zoom on up, right, you're pretty happy.
Just dash up. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah.
The instructions super clear. Dash up. That's
all exactly. Yeah. Versus like, okay, do I go left first to Stoutfield's room? Do I go? Oh no, Eri. Oh, Eri. Oh, please. Don't do that. Everything's fine. Oh, look at that.
Everything's fine.
Look at that potion users in the nick of time, because definitely Eri got hit. Frames after.
I was scared.
PSA, you do not have red mail, Eri. Blue mail, is really only like halfway there. You can't pretend that the blue mail is red mail.
The strat he did, like the poke strats on Master Sword on Cold Stare, is very RNG dependent. Like, you don't know where the puffs are gonna go after a certain amount of hits. Like in the normal NMG strat, we do that with Tempered Sword, so we know that we can kill them up there pretty quickly.
Oh, I see.
But with Master Sword, they will get away no matter what.
That's actually really
and
good insight.
it's really just down to RNG where they go, and in this case for Eri, they went south, both literally and figuratively. Actually,
I guess they must be, fans of pugs in this particular case, trying to
they
give
must
Eri like
be.
a harder time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure in this case, outside of the Tempered Sword, Daaanty has found much else. I did get a glimpse as to seeing that he did pick up a unfortunate red 20 rupees in the cutscene chest. It doesn't look like there is much here. More notably, of course, there was no Meyer big key inside Meyer, so...
No Meyer big key, and also no small keys to Meyer at all. So left side is not in logic yet. We'll see if Eri plays on that later. Maybe.
Yeah, so far Eri hasn't. I mean, like the way that he kind of sequenced a lot of things, he hasn't. I would say had to make a lot of really terrible decisions. Right? He did, of course, choose to go into pod, but then found the bow. Right? Couldn't finish pod, and then went to east. But like that whole chain, right? Kind of led him in this case to some nice goodness happening on the pod eastern side. So yeah, but I mean, like he hasn't really had to go into this case try to go into Meyer without the big key, in order to go beat it.
Yeah, he has had other lucrative things to do that Daaanty just hasn't, and it's mostly because of the Smith chain for Daaanty that he is slowly but steadily losing ground to Eri. Both of them will end up soon with nothing else to do, apart from the fact that Eri has done more than Daaanty.
Yeah, right. And it's kind of like, like what Daaanty really needs to go do now is probably on the sooner side, as you said, is he has to go do the Smith chain,
Yes.
or at least the Smith, in order to go get the Eastern Palace big key. And that, because Eri did that first, he was able to, in this case, single dip Eastern Palace, which, it's not going to be the end of the world for Daaanty to go back. But again, it is kind of coming down, like we're at the mid, / mid-late game. We're not going to have probably as much game left to play for Daaanty to kind of make up ground on.
And there is no way that Daaanty can rely on something like the GT big key hunt, since we have that already.
Yeah.
That kind of RNG is just gone with us having the big key, so the variance just shrinks.
Ooh, speaking of Meyer Smalls, we have finally found one out of the 3 MIA ones.
Yep. So Eri has a choice here. Does it go up or down? He goes up. So I assume this is going to be our castle.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, this is so we're still missing the other 5/6 crystal, for Thieves Town, because we don't have the big key. So yeah, definitely no pyramid fairy. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be front of the castle. And yes, this is inverted, so do not panic. The fact that Eri is coming here like an hour later, it is very difficult in order to get to. Ooh,
he's still here pretty late, regardless of it being inverted or not.
That is also true. I will say, I mean, I don't know if Eri's been studying like the front of Hyrule Castle to know where to mirror to get that pyramid item, but hey, that was pretty slick.
That was slick. And Daaanty just got.
Yeah, Daaanty is not happy.
That's not a happy find for Daaanty.
He is not happy.
Ugh. I would assume that the thought that's gonna be a last location is something that goes through his head when he finds it.
Yeah, and honestly, of course, we did see on Eri's side, he is definitely not going to miss those 10 arrows. So he is going to basically save that time, assuming he never goes back. It looks like this is going to be Smith Chain for Daaanty, probably.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to go in the light world, so it's going to be pretty. Yeah, we're going to mirror over to go to Smith, and then mirror straight over, or mirror back, in order to go turn him in. And he's going to get the Eastern big key. I think, was there something in Hammer Pegs as well? I can't remember. We never got that. Oh, Ether, okay. Yes. Which it looks like it's, well, it looks like it's probably not required, right?
It is not, no, since they can get to the front of Turtle Rock from, well, the back.
Right, yeah, we got the mirror.
And also they can just kill, well, they have killed Trinex and they have done the front. So that opens just by killing the boss. The front opens. You don't need the medallion if you can kill the boss.
So then potentially Daaanty, if he literally just leaves after, and I don't necessarily know if this is, it sounds actually pretty aggressive, but if he just leaves after getting the Eastern Palace big key, from the Smith turn-in, it sounds like he can actually save some time then.
He will save some time.
Yeah, because that means
Question if it is it enough?
Yeah, it's definitely a good question. So Eri is certainly, as you said, he is up probably on a number of checks over Daaanty, right?
Yeah.
And so, but and we are still looking forward for 2 big keys. Now of course, some of the time that Dante's already taken, let's say in the front of Meyer, right? That is certainly a very viable possibility for Eri, so he can certainly get the time back. But yes, it is. Daaanty definitely does have a bit more of a deficit to make up.
Yeah. And it seems like there is nothing but desert left for Eri. Like he has nothing left after this, right?
Yeah, looks like the front of Escape is pretty empty.
And Landmo is in Logic now. We have both the small key and the big key.
True.
So your wildest dreams might come true here, Timus. Well, we have silvers and fire rod and half magic, so I might take that.
And Bird, and Berta and half magic. Yeah, we're I think we're kind of too overpowered here for this fight.
I think so. Yeah.
Does that put Desert out of Logic? Like we're too strong.
Ooh, I like that idea. I do like that idea. Yeah, let's call it out of Logic, and if Eri does it, it's a bad play. So okay. Yeah. So, question here. Do you think Eri feels behind? Because I believe this is the last location for him.
Oh, man.
Do you think he feels behind? But he has to know that some of his plays have been very, very nice.
Yeah. Like, I would have to imagine he was feeling pretty good, especially with the early game and, like, the mid game. Right? The Smith chain, I think, which I hope was actually quite a morale boost for him because, that nobody had to go do that, and he was able to really be efficient with Eastern and Pod. So, but yeah, as you also probably mentioned, there hasn't really been much more progression, right? We have been in 2 big key search mode for quite some time. But I don't know, I still, I guess, would like to think that Eri probably doesn't feel too bad. Although, I have heard, though, that you never actually feel good when you're racing. Just like maybe right here, where Eri is, 10 steps ahead in his mind, thinking about maybe too many things. Did forget about
my facial expression there was a question.
Oh, look, hey! We're back in Logic!
Our balls are in Logic!
Oh my gosh. Alright, so the desert big key was on...
Was in Eastern Big Chest.
Oh my gosh. That's
we have to do them both. That is actually hilarious.
That is so bad. Think about how many double dips you have to go make in this scene if you were intending to play this like the original logical way.
That's like Sphere 15.
Yeah, something. I can't count that high.
No, right. It's the uncountable infinities. Again, they come back to haunt us. Alright, so it has to be on Landmark, because there was nothing in Meyer, which Eri hasn't done yet, but Daaanty hasn't. There was nothing there. So it has to be on Landmark.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually think where else we haven't seen between Daaanty and... Oh no, Daaanty. Between Daaanty and Eri. Daaanty! Oh my... Did you see that Armo save?
Yes.
Skill. See, this is when Dante's like rando instincts just kick in, right? Like if he had just basically let the guy live, he would have had a lot more hit. Like he would have slashed a lot more from hand.
Yeah, and the fact that he just got silver arrows afterwards when he just used his last one. Love it.
Oh
All
my
right,
god.
There's the Meyer Big Key.
There is the Meyer Bicky, yeah.
So,
so I mean, Eri must be feeling again. I think he must be feeling good. I mean, well, maybe not. As you said, yeah, as you said, he may not be feeling the greatest, right? Because this is a last location for him. But he
apart
did
from
not.
Meyer.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But I mean, like, he did not have to dip Meyer, like for example, as you just said, right? Doing basically the entirety of the front. Daaanty.
So yeah, we only need the Thieves on Big Key now, and it has to be on Vitreous.
Or the Meyer Big Chest.
Ah, right. Good point. My Big Chest. Those are the only 2 checks we have left.
Yeah,
between the 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I thought. Oh yeah. So speaking of though, I think it looked like actually Daaanty cut his Smith Chain route short. Like he did Magic Bat and stuff. I don't think he did Purple Chest.
Yeah,
Or maybe
you're right. He did save up some time there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did we ever check the shovel? I do see it.
Yes,
on
Eri did. Eri did check it. He went there before going here.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Also, Daruk has already marked it on our tracker, showing that we in fact checked the shovel. So I'm just gonna look at the tracker first.
There's even a little check mark there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We also know that both of our runners have activated their flutes. Well, they came pre-activated, but still, there's a check mark there too.
Yeah, Daaanty is making sure that he picks up all of the arrows after using the vast majority of them, of course, on on Armos.
Yeah.
But also like it looks like he's gonna actually go in and beat Lamellus, which is certainly very good for him because he we know from Aries' side that the Meyer Big Key is here. And of course we have silver arrows. We actually do need a couple of arrows left.
We do.
In order to fight off Vitreous.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but if Daaanty went back to Ice Palace for the Ice Big Chest, he would find more arrows. That is very true.
Yeah, it's like a 3-minute investment in order to get 10 arrows. Do you maybe think though?
It's more than 3 arrows per minute. That's amazing.
I can't argue with your math, Humbug, because math is not really one of my strong suits.
Fair enough.
Oh, look at that happiness on a stick.
Yeah.
Which is tempered. Although so I understand that you are on the opposing team for Daaanty, but maybe setting your bias aside, do you think that there are easier ways for Daaanty to get arrows? Other than going to the Ice Palace Big Chest?
There might be.
Okay.
But doing ice again is just fun.
I'm just calling it. It's a fan favorite. I even heard that there can be moon pearls on Goldstair. why not go back there?
Yeah. Shout out to Moogle Charm.
And I think Tato. I don't. Yeah,
and Tato. Yeah. Shout out to both of them. So yeah, it has to be here on Vidi, and Eri also made I assume the conscious choice of skipping left side Meyer.
That's what it seems like.
That was not in logic with this few keys.
Yeah, Eri and Daaanty have they were like, I think we've broken logic enough. Hey, look, there's a Vikity Thief sound. We are officially in go mode on Eri's side. Yeah.
That's a good point, Moogle. That seed was worse than just a 50-minute moon pearl on Coldstair. Required 3 heart Mothula on Fighter Sword as well. This seed, however, did no such things. We had Light World access within 6 minutes. Welcome to Inverted, everyone.
Yeah. I think actually, I might be misremembering, but I thought actually one of the reasons, for specifically inverted keys versus just regular inverted, was maybe to try and mitigate some of the likelihood of doing exactly in this case what Moogle and Tato went through.
Yeah. Also, look at Daaanty here. He forgot that he didn't have small key. So he couldn't go right side, and he just says, screw it. Let's have it.
Look at Daaanty.
Oh.
Daaanty is amazing. See, this is why he is a league champ. He is a league champion, he's a main tournament champion, he is a boots champion. He's like, nothing can stop me. I don't need any small keys for Meyer. I can literally just bypass and take anything as terrain and just walk right through it.
Take anything as terrain. I like that. Alright, so we have not killed Aga 1. So there will not be a fast save and quit to the top of the castle. We actually have fun there after getting our last crystal. Also, did Daaanty skip the big chest going back in here? I believe it did.
I believe you are also correct. Yeah, I believe that is true. There's probably going to be a corner that he thinks that he is going to need to cut because of, in this case, like he has to his perspectives. He he's a double dip Eastern Palace, right? Because he didn't get the big key to Eastern until pretty late. He's already been into Mire, once. I think he needs to, he feels like he probably needs to.
He does.
He needs one more arrow. That's what he needed.
Big chest of Ice Palace. Big chest of Ice Palace.
Yeah, Daaanty, if you're walking back, take Humbug's advice with a giant grain of salt. He may or may not be the team. I would maybe run this by Magnet first to see what Magnet might think.
Or just get the pot in the room in Thieves Town that Eri was just in. That's also 5 of them.
Oh yeah. Oh god. So okay, so just right on the way. Okay.
Yep. I don't think Daaanty ever did front of Hyrule Castle.
He did not. No.
Yeah. So that was the only thing Eri did do that Daaanty did not. So the double dips are painful. They really are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially in inverted, again, like, so getting into pod is number one, just not fun. Like, it's even like a time as to get into pod, but again, like, if you're trying to run inverted in the light world, going back to dungeons without that flute, right, is a lot more. All your overworld travel time is now going to be amplified.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Inverted is so much about. Like even inverted non-keys is so much about efficiency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just maximizing checks per minute.
Mm-hmm.
Way more than open, in my opinion, anyway.
Oh yeah. Right. You really have to kind of plan these things out, right? The fact that you don't have. You don't have the flute, maybe you don't have other, movement items, right? The hook shot or boots or, whatever, right? Like these things, you really gotta have to take now more things into consideration. It's not just like oh no, I'm really gonna do this. Okay, let me just flute over to, to 4 real quick, in order to check this.
It's not gonna happen. The only thing you can do that with is catfish.
Great.
and you're like,
is that a point in favor, or is that a point in
I don't know. There are faster ways to do catfish in inverted anyway, so I don't know if that's actually a good thing.
Oh, by the way, okay, so Eri, I believe he has watched some of the previous races. He has counted to all 7 crystals before entering GT, which is really good.
Oh, what did I miss?
No. Well, this wasn't part of Survivors, but there was a ladder invitational race between Thalane and Telethar, and I believe that both runners forgot that you needed 7 crystals to open up GT.
I heard about this.
Yeah, right. So as someone who is on your team, Humbug, maybe I do feel like, for the record, Telethar has learned this lesson, but just maybe make another note of that in your team captain log, right?
Those are the kinds of qualities I'm looking for in a team running.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm just gonna say that to every weird thing that happens to any of my 3 teammates, that is exactly why I chose them.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right. Oh, by the way, yeah, like that's right. So you let Eri, Mike, and Telethar pick their own colors, right, for the Boomerangers, or was it like, okay, like someone take red, someone take blue, and then you and Eri can figure out the rest or something?
No, I picked green since I'm Yoshi, and then the rest just got whatever they wanted. But they were not getting green.
Okay, well, you're a team captain. I mean, how can they take that away?
I'm a team captain. I'm deciding that all on my own. Also, when I play board games, I always play green, so nobody touches me.
Oh, well then, okay, all right.
Yeah,
well,
this is a sensitive subject here.
You know what? I can fully understand. I'm always red when I play board games, and I get actually really upset when someone else takes it. So also partially like so back in the day I played Triforce Heroes, right, with 2 other friends, and you can have the blue, the green link, the blue link, and the red link, and so at some point I had switched with my friend for the blue link, and I just kept watching the red link on screen. So I could not. They were like, "What the heck are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm just playing. And I'm like, oh, I understand.
That's exactly what happened to me as well. Like I can't play it anymore as another color.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
but yeah,
it's too easy to go watch.
yeah. So Eri is half a climb ahead of Daaanty.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, actually, right. So what kind of happened to Daaanty? So I think it seemed like maybe like the biggest, well, maybe one of the biggest things that kind of happened was he ended up delaying the Smith chain a little, probably too long, and then was not as efficient for Eastern and Pod. I mean,
Yes.
And then I think the other one was again, his Marley wasn't necessarily like I think maybe as big of a deal. But he did end up getting, his boots a little bit later than Eri did as well.
Yeah, slightly. Also, Daaanty doesn't have any more arrows, but this is a bufferless mimic clip.
So
I don't care about the arrows. That was awesome. Shadows to Daaanty.
We are treated, by the way, by two amazingly high skilled runners. So Eri, hovered over Moldrum 2 gap like it was, just like eating breakfast, right? I don't know how, like, Daaanty, he, like, made those mimic clips, like, I mean, it was just like a stroll in the park for him. Like, those were so fast.
And the fact that he actually went for that in the second mimic room, where there was arrows under a pot and still made it faster than
right?
Jesus. That was insane. Oh man, I am beyond impressed by that.
I again, like, this is probably one of the reasons why they have like 30 titles between them, right? I mean, these are two of like the best of the best.
They are, and just to see them battle here, in this wacky mode is awesome.
Yeah, this mode definitely has been quite wacky.
Yeah.
Not quite as like Moon Pearl on Cold Stare wacky, but yeah, like this definitely threw it definitely gave a couple of curveballs for sure for both Daaanty and Eri.
I think at some point we need to apologize to Mogul and Tito for bringing it up over and over and over, but yeah, I think we're not there yet.
Oh yeah, it's probably too fresh, because they literally just played the scene. But it's I'm sure looking back, it's we'll laugh about it.
They can take it. It's fine.
Yeah. Now, do you think like Lammo's clip is possible, and just like no one has actually just like tried it? Because Daaanty started using arrows on Lammo's, but no clipping.
Yeah.
We kind of saw how fast the clipping went, right?
He might have been faster with the clipping, honestly. If he just tried it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Alright, so okay, right. Eri, back to Eri. We are 4 silver arrows away from victory on Eri's side, and I believe the grand victor of both Team Magnet and with Daaanty, Wall Kings, and Zelda versus your team, Humbug, the Boomerangers with Eri, Telethar, and Structural Mike. So definitely get your GGs in the chat. For the grand finals victor on taking on a game 5 victory.
Alright, GG's Eri. That was sick. Also, can I just shout out that was an inverted key seed in 128?
Yeah.
That's a fast time. That's a very fast time.
Right, so as part of like the main tournament, right? Mike's been kind of posting like those daily stats, right? Basically, on all like the finish times, and I think like the longest finish time for Ambrosia was by Days Cloud for 2 hours and 3 minutes. So yeah, just kind of give you, in this case, like some perspective. And
that was just half the key sanity that this season.
Yeah, exactly. It was only like the shuffle too.
Yeah. That's how fast this seed was, and how well these guys played it.
Yeah, we were also treated to some like amazingly good execution, right? Again, right. Bomb hovering is way more efficient and effective than bomb jumping. Okay, that's something that we learned today from on Eri's side.
Yeah.
Mimic clipping on Daanty's side is apparently faster than actually just using silvers on them because that's just Daaanty.
I believe that we saw like 2 or 3 missed bomb jumps and a total of like 5 mirror bonks from both of these guys. They failed not a single hover.
Oh yeah,
they nailed them all. They did them all. They failed none of them.
Yeah, and Daaanty even hovered like the Meyer Bridge chest, right? Like because as you observe.
Yeah. Oh, right. He did.
So then he's like,
that.
what do? Okay, let me just hover over.
Let's just hover. Yeah. So that was nuts, and these guys just played the scene so well. Stupid efficient, and they just you could really tell, like seeing the whole scene, that this was very well done by both of them, and they played it very like similarly, apart from the game deciding decision from Eri to just go to Smith Chain early.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I'm right. Like that again. This is part of just like the randomizer, right? One item. It only takes one, right?
Yep.
In order to kind of significantly make a divergence. In this case, and Eri happened to pick more correctly, for this particular scene.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna pull both of our runners in here soon. We're just gonna wait for Daaanty to finish here. He is on phase 4 here.
Yeah, the double looked pretty tight for that second cycle, but otherwise Daaanty again played amazingly well. Got a little probably unlucky, with some of the things, some of the item placements, but definitely all of his decisions, were very sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course his execution was top notch. So definitely get your G's out in chat for Daaanty being the sole survivor for his team, representing going up against the world. He played very, very well. We are joined here by today's runners, Daaanty and Eri. GG's, guys.
Yeah, GG's.
GG.
What a race, guys.
What a race.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you guys played like amazingly well. Sorry about the Eastern Palace Big Key. That kind of definitely seemed to be kind of like one of the major pivots at the towards the mid game.
Yep.
I'm assuming I was pretty late to that overall then, based off that statement.
Yeah,
you were definitely not the first one to be there. Correct.
Okay.
That, like in the end, that was, I would say that was the sole thing that decided this. The fact that Eri did Smith Chain before going to Eastern Pod.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But okay, so I have a question to the both of you. Who do you guys think was the first to get the boots?
I think it's Daaanty.
What do you think, Daaanty?
I'd assume Eri.
Well, that would be my guess, that you would both pick the other one. But it was actually Eri who was the first one.
Okay.
And like both Clearmouse and I just figured, all right, we know that Eri is first to this. But that doesn't matter. Eri thinks he is way behind because of this. Was that correct?
I wasn't sure if it was very behind. It's like,
Okay.
Sure, it's 18 minutes. But like I'm not, like, in hindsight, there wasn't that much money early game, right? So I think it's very unlikely that Daaanty would have gotten it like through the first Dark World trip or something, unless there was like an amazing chest game where you got like 100 rupees plus the whatever was in there.
Right.
Was there money? Does anybody remember if there's money in Hype Cave? Because I think I spent 30 plus minutes wondering about that after the boots. Because I missed that first bomb by accidentally calling the bird. And I was like, dude, I could have had the boots like at the very start. Because if I'd have got money, I'd have just ran left and got it over with. And then, obviously happenstance, like hindsight and stuff. But so that was like, that plagued me for a while, like that mistake. And then I had a mistake in Skull Woods where I guess I thought it was cross keys and that I was going to get a small key. And I left the middle chest, and I was like, okay, that's probably dead to me now. Really great start, but
Yeah, okay, so that's what happened. We were wondering why you dropped into that hole and just then saved and quit. I thought you accidentally dropped in there. But
no, I mean, I walked down in there. I was like, let's just do this, and then we'll save and quit from the middle. Like, that was my thought. And that was a bad thought. That you can tell I don't play keys very often.
Fair. All right, so Eri, a question specifically for you then. There was that moment where you had just done Smith Chain, and you had gotten your Eastern Big Key. You fluted over to 5, and then you stopped in your tracks. You were gonna hammer down the pegs and go into the light world. What made you change your mind?
I didn't want to commit to Eastern just yet. I would rather double dip Pod than double dip Eastern. And doing the entire loop, like mirroring, then getting Kiki and stuff, and then going into Pod, seemed awkward as well.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I would just rather, like just clear out Pod first, and if there's Elite there, I'll just follow that instead of like committing to Eastern then as well.
You did show your appreciation of the Pod Smalls in Eastern though.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be greedy to you like do all the checks in the front, like in the front and back.
It was
but I just didn't expect the boat to be in Pod, and it was just like, oh no, I really did it now, and now it's like gonna be like Pod Small for Go, because I mean, not necessarily, because of course like Samaria was behind 6 as well, but it didn't feel great. It was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to go deep to find it, and then of course they're like both in Eastern. That's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it was it was hilarious that you just got the bow in the back of Pod, went over to Eastern, got Pod Smalls, and then just got another bow on Arbus. That was great. But yeah, again, huge GGs to the both of you, and congrats Eri for taking home the win here to our team. And GG's Daaanty and the rest of yours and the Magnets team as well.
You guys played like a really, really good series. Like I mean, it was amazing to watch. So
yeah, I mean overall I wasn't feeling great most of this seed, and getting the Eastern Big, I was like, okay, there's a chance that Eri could do this all at one time. I left the top of TR. I was getting a little frazzled because I had already left ice, or had done ice, and then got the ice big directly like shortly after. And I was like, well, something's there, you know, like all these like random one-offs, and then I got a little aggressive, and I thought maybe he checks Ped and knows it's dead, and I was like, I need something to be in desert. So the moment I got the key on the boss in desert, I thought I actually had a chance. I was like, okay. I was like, even if he full clears, there's a good chance that... I was like, we didn't do front of escape. We didn't do, like, catfish area. So I was like, there's a really good chance that I can swing this. I was like, but, you know, I was like, I didn't feel like I was playing my best, but that's on me. So I felt like I really had to make a play, and I don't know. Every time it's just funny. Like I guess every time you feel like you have a shot, that's usually when you lose. So usually I just always feel behind. So,
I know, right? Yeah.
I was like, I have a shot here, and then when I saw the done when I was walking into Aga 2, I was like, dang. I was like, it was close, but I'm glad I kept it close. But it was gonna be tough, even if I beat Eri today. You know, having to play, you know, Telethar and Humbug. Both of you guys are like absolutely insane. Mike too. You know, it just had a lucky break. I mean, it was just a lucky break as far as I'm concerned with the mic race between me and him. So this could have been a 4-0 sweep. But yeah, you guys deserve it, and GG's to the was it the Boomer Rangers for taking it home.
Yeah, thanks. And I just wanna quickly shout out here at the end. Your mimic clipping, Daaanty.
Oh yeah, was nuts.
What in the world, dude?
So I dove in and I quick swap to the bow and I said, that's a problem. And so I was like, let's hope we're on today. And so I was like, we just got a game. Luckily, the music climbing GT on that MSU pack is really good, so I was kind of like focused in. I was like, all right, just play well. And we played well in Mimics 1 and 2. We didn't play so well in the Gauntlet and Land Mode 2.
You did Mimics 2 faster by mimic clipping than it would have been to pick up the arrows and shoot the mimics with the silver arrows.
Yeah, I thought about
that is
grabbing
not
that.
an overstatement. That was.
I thought about grabbing it, and I was like, let's just do this to see if we get it quick. And I was like, because I want the arrows later on. So it worked out. We were gaming for a bit. We just we didn't game hard enough today.
I've never seen a mimic clip done faster than that. That was insane.
Well, thank you.
Nice save, by the way, on the Armos Knights as well. Like, I think you had just barely gotten in the quick kill. Like, we recovered it because you were out of arrows at that point too.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to my arrow count walking into that particular place. I was like, we're gonna be fine. And then, of course, I just continued to not pay attention to my arrow count.
You definitely were, like, both of you were on your A game, but just like, I think Humbug even mentioned this too, like, you guys didn't drop a single hover, like, you know, and you guys started pretty early too, right? Had some pretty difficult ones as well, like, you guys were just on in terms of execution. So, I mean,
All right.
that's exactly what we want to see.
Eri, did we both hover right side pod? Because I did.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like,
all right, we gaming then. We gaming.
Oh, I like how that's like par, by the way. This is just like the skill level of, you know, where you guys are at, like, because that's not something I think that most people would go for, but, you know, for you too.
After I found Fire Rod and then got the TR key off of Sora, I think I was actually just considering going back, but then I realized that Meyer was a crystal too. I was like, well, I mean.
Okay, so you thought about that too? I literally thought about it and I talked myself out of it, and I was like, there are other people you are potentially playing for. There is no need to take a gamble that drastic right here. So I was like, let's not do that.
That's reasonable. Yeah. I think if Mario had been a pendant, then maybe, like, I would have maybe delayed a little bit. But, like, it would have definitely been a consideration. But yeah, I mean, it's cool that's like against you. I wouldn't feel bad doing it either, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's just a blast, like, racing you in a situation like this. Like, last time was season 3, right? Like that game 5.
Yeah, and you know, just who got out of escape fastest and who avoided, what was it, Ice Trinex in that one, and that was a great race. But I know that was a little bit of memes as far as the mode goes.
That was the Wild West of the Rando League.
Yeah, we dialed it back a bit.
But yeah, it's honor racing you, and you're an amazing friend, and I'm glad that we got to make it a close one. I wouldn't have been that mad either way, but I mean, I'm also a little bit happy that I didn't let my team down.
Yeah, it's always fun racing you casually or like competitively like this. So, but yeah, like, huge thanks, I guess, you know, with the admins and everything for putting this on. This was, you know, very casual, very chill. Like mini league, or, you know, team. Was it 8 teams that were eventually like in this initially?
Yeah.
So but yeah, huge thanks to Magnet for, you know, recruiting me and the rest of the crew with you know, Wally and Zelga. It was a fun time. I wasn't really sure what to expect, honestly. I was like, if you really want me to join, I will. But don't really know what I'm gonna do, especially if entrance pops up. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that, you know, if I beat Eri today, there would probably be like a Telethar and Cross Keys match or Retrance coming up, and then it would not be as close at all.
But yeah, I can also, as a player of this, I can just echo what Daaanty said. Thanks to the admins, and thanks Moogle for putting the tourney together. It was a really cool tourney and a really fun setting and a really chill way to do this specifically. And it was kind of a novel way to do it as well.
Yeah,
I like the little ins and outs of it all.
Yeah, definitely. Also, just kind of the easy scheduling in a way.
Yep.
The low pressure. Yeah, no 5 races a week, all that, and yeah, it was a really great setup. So thanks so much.
Yeah, if this had been 5 races a week, I think I'd have said Magnet. I'm sorry, but can't swing that anymore.
Yeah, and of course, like huge thanks for the comms, and just NZSR for all the work behind the scenes. Like, it's always great having an attorney like restreamed by ZSR. Like, they're a great team.
Yeah, definitely very, very appreciative. I mean, you guys put on a phenomenal show. Always a pleasure to be able to commentate for you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I think maybe with that, yeah. So again, what else can I say that everyone hasn't already? Thank you so much for basically having this tournament exist. I think like even from a spectator's perspective, I think it was a lot of fun to watch. And you got to see a lot of friends play each other in some wacky and or not wacky modes. But I think it's just overall like a very chill and good time. And of course, thank you so much. Thank you, Daruk, for tracking today. Actually was very, very accurate as always throughout. Humbug. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you were actually able to make this race. And honestly, like to have the team captain of one of the teams playing, I think it was actually it was awesome to have on the commentary booth. And of course, always a great time. So thank you.
Yeah, that was super fun. So yeah, thanks to you much for coming, and thanks Ricky for hosting. And I believe.
Thanks, Ricky. Thank you as well.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you everybody. Sorry I was delayed. The other stream I'm paying attention to decided to have some technical difficulties just now. I think I got straightened out. Alright, so I'm going to repeat what everyone else said. Thank you to Eriror and Daaanty for the amazing race. Thank you to Clearmouse and Humbug for the commentary, and Daruk for the tracking. I put everyone's links in the chat. Please give everybody a follow. Coming up on ZSR later on tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, we have a Majora's Mask Randomizer Blitz tournament match, semi-finals game 2 between Vidya James and Will X48. And at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have a Zelda 2 multi-category tournament match, semi-finals between Cataloop Me and Light. That is the vanilla Zelda 2, by the way, which is pretty exciting. We don't get to see that very often. Right now, we're going to go raid ZSR 2. We're in the middle of a Challenge Cup tiebreaker match between Adalor, Iron Gamer, and Rando Norris. So we're going to go give them our support. And with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful time, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!